girls on this wonderful afternoon. What are we going to talk about today, John?
We're talking seeds, like farmers.
He's talking about March Madness seeds. Yes, we are talking seeds. We're talking March Madness chaos because Selection Sunday is this Sunday. So let's get right into it. Let's talk a little bit about Michigan and Michigan State because there is a controversy surrounding that right now. As we know, Michigan State is the regular season champion. They have the better regular season record overall, right? But Michigan is the conference champion. So what kind of weight does that hold for you?
I think, Michigan, they beat Michigan State twice to add to their resume. But I do think, for Michigan State, it's about you reap what you sow, right? There's that old saying, and I think Michigan State is the conference champion. In the tournament, it's only a couple games. So it's like, how much do you weigh on those couple games versus the entire season? And I think Michigan State's body work, although they've had less wins against ranked teams, they've
and let's talk about that for a second. So
not really done as well against.
Right. And that's what hurt Michigan State. These Q1 wins, so quadrant one, right? The top tier teams that Michigan State's lost to, with Purdue and Michigan twice. That really affected them.
Duke.
And Ohio State. And Duke. And let's focus on overall talent, right? So we look at Michigan State and we look at a team that's under Tom Izzo that's relied on talent, right? Miles Bridges. But then let's look at Michigan and we have a team that needed to go into overtime just to beat Iowa. But that same team went on the road to beat Nebraska and Purdue and Michigan State by a combined 39 points. So it's a completely different team that we're seeing now as opposed to the team we saw at the beginning of the season. And you can argue the same for Michigan State as well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about the chances of both Michigan and Michigan State playing in Detroit. And as ticket sales wise, this would be a huge poll for the committee. What do you think about that?
If I'm the head of ticket sales right now, I'm eating my popcorn.
That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you have one of the teams play in Detroit?
At least one of the teams, because it's a big draw for Michigan.
It's like a home game. Yeah. I mean, easily Michigan could drive from Ann Arbor, play in the game, and then drive back home and sleep in their own beds.
Right.
So.
And I think, it's all good. That's a wish list for us.
Right, because that also means they'd be ready.
But we have so many conference championships left to go.
Okay, so now let's go into talking about seeding. Let's talk about the top seeds a little bit and who we think are going to be the top seeds for each region. Starting with the South, we'll go region by region. I'll give you my two picks, and then you can tell me who's number one and who's going to be possibly number two.
Sure, you go first.
Okay, so first of all, the South region. Either Virginia and Cincinnati. I'm personally thinking Virginia, and Cincinnati possibly at 2. What do you think?
I think that's solid. I'm only going to agree with you one time.
Yeah, I know. I knew that was
so I think Virginia is solid. I think we both look at Virginia as a defensive stalwart.
Right.
They've always been.
I think they're one of the biggest threats going into the tournament for sure. Okay, West region, Kansas or UNC? This is where you had a little controversy between the two. You weren't sure which one you were going to take.
Because Kansas, Bill Self has always been like a Tom Izzo. This is his moment to shine.
Right,
in
peaks
March.
at the right time.
Yeah, and I think that UNC, the same kind of scenario with, they have so much pedigree in March. And I think, but I think the overall body of work is better for UNC. I really do.
So you're taking them as number one?
Yeah.
Disagreement with number one. We'll see how that works out. Okay, East region, Nova and Duke. I personally am not the biggest Duke fan with Grayson Allen's whole situation. I know that everybody's excited his last walk out of the tunnel for the last game, but I still am not the biggest fan of him, so I am taking Nova over Duke.
I think that's a fair assumption. I think that Nova has had a stronger season than Duke has.
Okay, last but not least, Midwest region, Xavier and Purdue. And like we said, a lot of the conference championships still have to commence, so we're not sure seeding-wise exactly, but I think this is kind of an interesting choice between the two.
I like Purdue. I think their overall body of work is worthy of that, and I think that their talent matches up well with Michigan State. They're very similar teams in the way they run things.
So look for them as a number one.
So look for them as a number one.
Interesting. Yeah. I will take Xavier, just to disagree with you. Okay, so we will have an episode where we will show our brackets up on the screen. Yeah. We will do pick-by-pick analysis of them, and I will prepare to
I'm very excited because I'm talking to Grandpa on
Yeah, he has an inside source. We talked about this. It's his personal statistician.
Yeah.
Apparently Grandpa doesn't like me very much. Probably not even in his will. It's okay.
That's why he's my favorite.
Well, it's the girl against the two guys of the family, so we'll see how that goes. But yes, we'll have a show. We'll talk about our picks. Hopefully you guys enjoy Selection Sunday this weekend. It's going to be good.
It's going to be great. One of the best tournaments we've had.
I think so, yeah. I expect a lot of talent.
In terms of parity this year, I think it's a parity unlike any other. So
I agree.
A lot of new styles that we're not accustomed to seeing. So right. I think it'll be
good.
It'll be awesome.
It'll be even better if I win. Which won't happen, but we'll see.
$20 on it.
we did this, but we're betting again. This is bad. This is a bad idea. This is what leads to families not getting along.
Grandpa and I have done these brackets since we were.
Just let it be known I win in bowl season. Just for the record. Let it be known.